right here. Here we go. There's the back. Bringing it up. That's not too bad. Okay, let's get that sound going so you can hear me. Alrighty, so what do we need to do? We need to grab this body, and we've got that body. We need to get in there and drill those holes. I've got the drill bit too. I've got black hardware. It's got Mr. Glynn's Cruel Mistress vintage telly pickups, brass saddles, bone nut. It's all good. Where the weed at? What's going on? Thank you for the follow. Good to see you. Welcome on in. Who? Okay, so that's that guy there. But that's to show you that copper-looking red cedar when it really gets polished up. It really looks copperish. Come here, little guy. Come here, my little boy. Go on top. So that's what we did there. That back's going to be sensational. That is so smooth. Very, very smooth. Ha! Absolutely. They are drums. They're percussion instruments as well as stringed instruments. They can be used. If you watch the old flamenco guys playing, the old Spanish guys, they're doing all that stuff. They're going tippa-tappa, tippa-tippa-dum, ring, 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 tippa-tappa, tippa-tappa, ding, dong, dang. So it's all good. Hi everyone, how you going? Welcome on in. Fresh week, Monday here in Sydney. It's a bit cooler today. It's a bit warmer, I should say, but the rain has stopped, which is good. How you doing? Terry, Tom, you good? Excellent. So I've got to do some more work today on some binding. We're going to rebind the Les Paul. We've got this guy done. We've got to check and see how that turned out. And I've started building a jig also, which I'll show you in a minute, to help cut the neck, tenon and the mortise joints on the body. What's going on? Good. Excellent. That's what we like to hear. So let's have a little look at this. I'll flick over to the bench quickly. We're going to get straight into it today. We're going to get straight into it. I'm going to fix this camera. It's a bit frozen. There it is there. Put some colour on that. Let's see what it looks like. It'll actually pop when we put some colour on it. It'll pop nicely. Binding is such a tedious task, but it makes a big difference, I think, in terms of how things look. So I'm glad we're doing it. Mav, Dana, here for a little while. Good to see you. Hope you're feeling better, and I hope you're getting well. Nice of you to drop in. Now, have a look at this, Dana. We've got some updates. So we've blended that guy in. I'm going to put a little bit of spritz on that. Try not to drop the guitar. Let's put some spritz on it. See what that looks like, because it looks reasonably good. What say you? Whoops, camera's gone dodgy. What do you stop doing that? There it is. The camera stops flicking around. There you go. Look good. Not bad. It's turned out good. Now it shows off. It's really good, isn't it, Tom? Makes a difference when you bring it all in. Tie that all in. You can see the flame there of that red gum. It's beautiful, and it does tie in nicely with all the other elements. So that's a nice tail. I like doing that to my tail pieces. It's just a little signature of mine. I like the V wedge. Just breaks it up a little bit and hides that seam really well. Thank you, Terry. Hey, Baby Bumstead, what's going on? So there we are, Mark. Look at that. There's our end piece. Looking quite good in between the binding. Trimmed it all up. Filled in all the gaps. And it's finished quite well. So it looks pretty good, and that's going to really be a highlight of this guy. Okay, now let me show you the jig I'm making to help with tenons and mortise joints, because that's going to be very, very soon. In another week we should have the neck in and probably look at finishing the thing, or at least start finishing the body. I'll show you what we're making. So I've gone all out, and I've got two sides to the equation. Let me put this up here and I'll show you how this works. I've got to find a lid for this so I don't suffocate myself. Okay. So, what we have here is the makings of a jig. Oh, this camera's really giving me the irrits. Okay. You can see two parts to this jig. I'll show you what the principle of this is and how it works. Okay. So, we have got the mortise side and the tenon side. Why is it like that? Because we're going to put feet under this guy, and it's going to work two ways. There's, when you work on the body, we're going to have that sitting on the edge of the bench, clamped down, and the body will slide in under here, like so. As you can see there. And we'll be able to route that shape, that hole in here, right there, that V shape. On the other side, once we do that to the depth required, about an inch or 3/4 of an inch, we flip that over, and that again will have, and the beauty is you can remove these guys. There's screws that are going to screw in there, and you can adjust the position of this, which fits flush to the top. I've routed that out so it's flush. And what happens is we get the neck, and we stick the neck under there like so. Okay, so that'll be a piece that goes down, and this neck will be sat there, and you can adjust the angle of the neck. I generally cut them flush. So what will happen is once that's screwed down and that doesn't pop out, you get that guy up like that, and you can then route cleanly the matching or corresponding tenon for that mortise joint. So that's how we're going to do it on this guy. I've still got to do some more building, get some feet on this, get this off the ground. Underneath, we're going to see a couple of pieces coming out here. Obviously, there's going to be legs, two sides that it sits up nice and high. The guitar has to finish underneath, fit underneath it. But what we're going to see here is a plank for the neck with a hinge system, and that's going to change angles so we can get the angle of the neck right, because it needs to be about 2 to 2.5 degrees. Anything between 1.5 and 2.5 degrees, these acoustics. Mine's around 2.2 degrees. So it's looking good. Hoodie, what's going on? Good to see you, man. But today we're going to do some binding. So I've got a bit of building to do here. It's starting to come along, as you can see. It's starting to come along. Yeah, this way goes here. Doesn't matter which side goes where, but I think the square hole is more suited to the guitar body or the guitar end, because you can bring that right through there, and there'll be a clamp mechanism where we clamp the neck down and hold it in place. Center line to center line, they're dead centered. Took me a couple of hours just to get this right. We've got screw holes here. That's the wrong way. There we go. That's better. do I know? Because they've got different sliding. And we're going to have a sliding screw system here where you can actually lower that down or raise it up high, depending on where you need it to be fixed to. And that'll slide down, slide up. Cheers, big ears. Good to see you, Hoodie. Now, let's put this away because we don't need that now. And we're going to start binding. So I've got some freshly made or cut strips of maple stuck down on this piece of blackwood. It's a lovely piece of, actually, no, it's not blackwood. It's not blackwood. No, that's camphor laurel. It's just very light. Looks like blackwood. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strips. They're all uneven in height. But what we're doing is they're flat on the back. So what we're going to do is we've stuck them down there. We're going to mark some pencil lines across here. And we're going to run that all simultaneously on the sander to get that nice and level, get those bumps out. And that'll be the edge that goes on the inside of the guitar body. So one of those will sit in there along that smooth edge. And we'll get that guy bound up. So we're going to start with the easy bouts first. I'll mark this up first. We've got to sand this guy first. And why I'm marking it, so I can see where the high spots and the low spots are. Obviously the high spots get sanded off first. It shouldn't take too long. We don't want to take too much off. It's going to be very, very gentle and gradual, if you like. So I've got that guy up here. Got our sander there. Camera's playing up. And we'll get started here with this dude. Do I need a mask, Terry? Yes, I do. Put my mask on. I keep forgetting. Got to put the mask on. Terry will get upset. We don't want to upset her. Oh, the camera. Damn it. It's like a nightclub. Stop it. It's really playing up. Sort that out. Hopefully that's fine. That's better. Okay. Stay there. Be good. Stop bouncing around. Discotheque. We don't need discotheques. Okay, let's sand this guy. to glue that back in. The tape sanded off, so let me just tape that back down. A couple of new pieces of tape. Just to hold it together. What's happened? My camera's frozen. What's going on there? Stop freezing on me, will you? Hello, what's going on? Good to see you. I'm just taping up these strips again. And carry on. Almost there. Just refreshing the tape. Hey, Goth, what's going on? Welcome on in. How are you going, mate? Haven't seen you for ages. I hope you're well. We're doing a few things. I'll just show you guys what we're doing for all the guys that arrived a little late. How you doing? Good to see you. So, we've got this guy. An Aurora L6. Purple heart cap. Carved. And ready to be bound. We've got our maple binding strips here. We've just sanded those so they're reasonably flat. And that flat side, of course, will go down onto the smooth side, and then the protruding side or the rough edges on the outside will be scraped and sanded down flush with the body. We've got an acoustic we're working on. That's right here. That is Tasmanian blackwood sides, back and sides. We've got a rosewood binding. We've got abalone shell there as well on that binding. And we've got a little bit of a signature wedge in the tail block there. So we've got red gum, flamed red gum, maple and rosewood strips in there in a sandwich. And that's coming along nicely. And now we're going to work on these guys. Let's get the tape off this thing. Let's pull these pieces out. Just going to mark the other side. We know that it's rough, but I want to mark it anyway so I don't mix them up. Flip that over. So. We'll put a big tick on these sides here. Just so we know which side is facing out. So when I mix them up like that, I can say, right, I need to bend this. Oh, look, it has V's on it. That goes on the outside. So we pop down the side without the V's on the inside. These are about 2 to 3 millimeters thick. They're a little bit on the thicker side, but that's okay. We're going to now pop those in here and bend a few of those with some steam. We get our heat blanket out, and we'll steam those guys up. So let me do that while we wait. How y'all doing? To be the myth. You can be the myth, Mav. You can be the legend. I'll be the myth. And Gopher can be the connoisseur of fine woods. We have Goth. Goth is up there. Good to see you on the show. Right, let me grab my heat blanket, which is right here. We're going to switch this over. Put our little form up here. This little guy. So, we've got our blanket up here. Let's flip you over. Right here. Let's pop this away so we don't create any damage or harm to instruments. Oh, now you can't see what I'm doing. Just sit it flat. Just sit it flat. Right, and we're going to grab a couple of these at a time. We'll do a couple of these because that's how we roll. I matched them up so they look similar. That's the outside, so both of these. We'll start with this end. Actually, we'll start with the tail end, put them down. We'll mark those so we know how to line them up when they shift, if they move or shift. So we go across here. That reaches the bottom, that's good. And that'll get us about, these two will get us about 3/4 of the way around around both sides for the front. We'll also have the backs, but we'll do the fronts now. Let's tape that down. A little bit of tape helps. Stop it from moving out of place. I'm going to spray this guy. Both sides there. Wet those right up. Grab a spring steel. Bruce Springsteen. You may have heard of him. He's Terry's favourite singer, Bruce Springsteen. Just pop that on there, just to stop it from wanting the fibres to lift up. Grab our blanket, silicone blanket. We'll lay that over the top, plug it in, and then turn it up to 140 degrees Celsius so it gets really, really hot really, really quick. And then we pop the mould onto that, which I didn't bring down with me like a doofus. So let me pop this on. Like so. The tape stops it from sliding or moving off. I'll plug that in and let that heat up. Turn that up. There it is. That'll heat up in 2 seconds. I'll bring down the mould. Where is that mould? Did I bring it down? Let me check. Done something with it. My hands, there we go. Yeah. Hot. It slipped off. Just going to move that. Put that on top. Not good that it's moving around. start again. A little bit on the hot side. Just turn that off. Let's set this up again. It just slipped off a little bit. That's the right mold. Yep. Give that another spritz. There. Sit. Try that again. Sizzling, I can hear it. There we go, sizzle, sizzle. Push, push, push. Right. Down in there. And this is only, it doesn't have to be perfect, but we want it to be bent far enough so that we don't get cracking when we bend it and stick it to the sides. That's it there. Let's leave it there for a minute. Let that cool down, and that'll help. That'll help with the thing. Hats off to me. I've got to put a hat on. There we go. Matching hats and jerseys and jumpers. Thank you for redeeming that. Hats off to me. Hats off to you. So, let's have a look at that. Lovely. Huh. Pull this out, way up. You can see that there. Take this off. Still a little bit hot. It does cool down. It's silicon. It's silicon, so it cools down pretty quickly. But that's a good shape. They're in good shape indeed. Okay, you've got the start of that shape, which is what we want so that they spring into place and we can start binding around here, like so. I'll show you what that looks like. Let's move this out of the way. Pop that there. So grab one of these. And we start at the back here. Let's see. It's going to sit nicely with a little bit of stiffness, but not too bad. It's a little bit thicker than I want it to be, but we've got to shave that down. Sit on that ledge in there. Like so. There. Okay, we're going to cut that. We're going to cut that guy. Right. We're going to bend this section here on an iron because it's just too steep to bend it in the mold. So I do that by hand with the heat gun. But we don't need that now. All I'm going to do is just get these ready and position these guys and see what they look like. Check this side. Lovely. crack there, but that's all right. Fix that. Needs to be bent a little bit more, and we will bend that a little bit more with the iron, which we'll do next. But what we need to do now is get the other side done. We've got to do another 2 sides for the back. So we'll grab the next 2, and I've got 2 left, and I need another. These will be shorter lengths, obviously, to do the remaining little bits around here. There'll be a join, but you won't see it because I blend them in. So we've got to do the next 2. So let's do the next 2. That's the side that's going on the outside, so they go down. Yes, they go down. No, they go up. Did I bend these the right way? I didn't. I think they're going to be okay. They're going to be fine. So let's do these ones. The outside. That's the outside. No, I did do them the right way. That's fine. Okay. Measure these guys up. Line them up. Make sure they go all the way to the bottom where the edge is. Bring them up to here. Mark them off. Marking them off. Flip that camera over so you can see what we're doing. Tape it down, Reggie. Tape it down, brother. We won't use the metal brace this time. We're just going to go straight onto the wood. Because I think the metal brace is thick and it doesn't bend it as tightly as I want it to. I want these ones to be a little bit tighter. So what we'll do is we'll spritz those. So we'll put this guy straight on top and just bend it straight away. Right, crank it up. Sizzle, sizzle, give it 30 seconds, push this guy down and we're good to go. I'm just touching down. Once I start hearing the sizzling, like a sizzling steak, I know it's hot enough to push down and mold that guy. Okay, it's starting to go. There we go. Easy peasy, lemon easy. Pushing gently and listening for cracking. If there's a crack, I stop. There's no cracking. It's all fitted in there. Bent. Wonderful. Right down in there. Tight as. Leave it there for a minute. Lean on that for a bit. Turn that off. So, and just hold that down. The Majestic. Is that your favourite? Terry, would that be your favourite? I know it's Dana's favourite. Twinkling my fingers so you know that nothing's frozen. The screen hasn't frozen. Oh, that's nice. Nice bend. Let's test fit these guys. On the back. generally start here, get this bend going first. Quite steep. And they are thicker than I want them to be. Yeah, this needs a bit more bending there. But other than that, that's good. That'll fit like that. Going in there like that. We'll glue that and tape that down. Once that binding's down there, we can shave that down and get it to about half the thickness that you see here. That's pretty good. Try this one as well. Doesn't matter which side they go on. This one's quite good. Yeah, that's good. A little bit of thinness there. Have to look at that. Thinness there as well. Might snip that and start there. This has to be now bent really, really tightly around into there, and then I can finish off with a small piece in there. This side's a lot easier, obviously, because you can go all the way to here, bend that around like so, and then drop a little straight edge in there. Okay, that's the majority of those. Now what we need to do is plan. We've got to bend this a little bit further. This needs some more bending and refining. We need a really good side to go down on the front. That's going to go up here. This might be the one. That's a really good fit. Spot on, Wendy. That's a really good fit. So what we're going to do is we're going to, before we do that, we're going to bend this guy a little bit further around. So we're going to grab our little steel pole. We're going to move this stuff off. We're going to bring that bench over to here. This guy, which just happens to be the right size, fits in there like so. We grab our heat gun. Heat gun time. It's so tedious bending wood, isn't it, Terry? Hey, Maui Lynn, aloha to you. What's going on? Hope you're doing good. Welcome on. Angel baby, what's happening? That's so satisfying. Is it satisfying? Is it really, Dana? Is it really satisfying? Sit that guy in there like that. Plug him in. And off we go to the circus. We're off to the circus or to the races, whatever you prefer. Okay, crank this guy up. Water. I'm going to fill up some water. More water is required. And what I really need to do now is, I need to, what's happening, Angel? Spray this guy. And there's some steam. You see the steam? Lots of steam. That's hot. That's very hot. And we gently hear that sizzling. Just going to bend that till it moves, starts to move. Cools down. And a little bit of a curve in there. Keep wetting it. There we go. Okay, that's a nice tight bend, and there it is. See, now it fits. If I show you guys, the difference now is we can fit that tight corner, and then when we push this guy down, it actually almost gets to the edge. But you can see that fits around there. Still needs a little bit of work. Ever so slightly. so gently, giving it a little bit of a kink to help it sit. Should fit a little bit nicer. Yep, there you go. You can see it's going to sit right flush to the body, right there. Before it was sticking out like that straight, and now it's curving right around and touching that. Don't worry about the edges protruding up over. It's a lot higher than it needs to be. We're going to plane that down and sand all that down. It's important just to get a good contact and a good straight line through there. And this piece is a bit wider. That's why I've left it there, because I have to get a little wedged piece that's a bit wider, because it tends to fan out a little bit. Same with the other side. So that's why I stop around about here. Get this guy glued in nice and tight there. Get this in here like that. You can see that fits in like that. Obviously pull that in like that all the way around until we get a nice smooth transition line. There's a little bump there, so you can see a bit of a gap. What I'm going to do is sand that slightly, hit that on a flat surface and just get those edges done. So that's that one. Now over to the other side, get that to the point where I can probably bend that a little bit. Let's see which one I need to do. I think this is the guy, because this has got a big sharp kink in it there, which is perfectly aligned to where it needs to bend, right on the point, right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to bend this a little bit more. Get that in there like that. A little bit more of a bend it needs. This side needs a little bit of, oh, this side's okay. All right, we're going to just bend this a little bit more, get a bit more of a kink going. And then we're going to try and work on this little guy here. I'm going to smooth this guy out a little bit. If I can. Yeah, it's a little bit on the thicker side. So I will plane that down just slightly with my baby plane. You can see right here. Actually, what might be quicker is just a file. Just use a rasp. It's a little bit on the thicker side on the end there. I'm just going to thin that out slightly. Just need to take a few fibers off it. There. Just thin that out a little bit. What I've done there is I've just sanded that a little bit on the sander to make it a little bit on the thinner side. Now, okay, we're back to this guy. actually we've got to bend this first and a little bit more here. So let's do it on this one first before we get the thinner pipe out here. First things first, I need to get this a little bit tighter. Down for a second. I'll get my fire gloves. Get that off. Let that cool down. It's really hot. And let's get our little fine guy in here. That ain't going anywhere. Let me just grab something fireproof. Here it is. Good old brick. Just to stop that from burning and to keep it at the right height. Okay. Keep that dry up. We'll try and get this kink right around. What we're trying to do here, ladies and gents, is this. We're trying to, now that that fits in there nicely, we're trying to get this kink right over. Okay. There. Oh, I've just broken it. That's okay, I'll still bend it. Once I glue it down, you won't see that. It's going to be shaved. Bend that right around into there. Go about there. This side's okay. So we start there. There's a water bottle down. Got to be very patient. You've frozen that. There we go. Be careful because it's very hot. We don't want to burn our fingers. Test it. Okay, it's there. Almost there. Almost there. More around here. There. Almost. Now we're going to bend it. Now we're going to bend that sharp corner. This is the hardest part. It does split most of the times. But you don't do too badly. Just got to be patient. That's a good fit. That's a really good fit there. This side needs more bending. We've got to be very, very patient and take our time. Don't rush it. You can't rush this thing. If you rush it, we're done. Bend it slowly to start with, just little fragment by fragment. Fragment by fragment. Just fit it in. We're almost around the corner. You can see the gap there. Almost there. This is the tricky part, right here, the point. Okay? Patience is very important. You just got to keep working it. pretty good. Give that a break for a minute. Let's give that a test fit. Sit it on the ledge. Come on. Go in. Go there. Look at that. Almost around the bend. Almost around the bend. We're at the top of the point now. We're at the top of the point. So keep bending, my friend. Keep bending. That's the key. Get a clamp in here just to hold that in tightly so I know what it's going to look like. See you, Dana. Good night. Hope you feel better soon. Okay. When we tighten it in there, we really get a sense of the shape. Okay, that's almost there. Just that point needs to come over. Once that point's over, we can clamp that in place, and that can be glued. It's pretty close. Pretty close. Looking pretty good. Looking real good. It's just got a very tight corner to go. Otherwise, what I might do though, while it's still a bit damp, is I'm going to clamp that into place just to get it to dry in that position. That'll give it a little bit more prominence or will to stay on there. So I'm just going to clamp that in there just to get it to bend and form in that shape, if you like, if you know what I mean. It's not quite right. Let's get this way. Right on the point. There. Up a little bit. I'm just going to leave it there until it trains that into that shape, and that way we'll be able to actually do something pretty useful with it. Let me just quickly line this guy up and keep him the same so there's no springing out. Clamp these sides up, and that way we'll have the body in a position where these sides won't spring up as they dry. Keep them pretty much the shape we want them to stay in. We're training them to stay in that shape. It's like putting it in the form. When we did the acoustic sides, we put them in a spring-loaded form, left them there for a couple of weeks, just to get to resettle in that new shape. Am I making sense, Terry? That's the question. really hard to clamp. It's springing back already, but if I clamp that in like so, there, it'll keep it there. I'll put one on the back here as well. Oops. It's really, really tricky. We do that with both sides and then leave that overnight before we glue it in, because that'll A, dry, and B, take to that new shape. Makes sense to me. Terry, most things make sense to you because you're the sensible type. You're the sensible type. Well, so they say. I can neither confirm or deny that myself, but you must have some sensibility in you. Let's clamp this big guy down here just to get the shape right. And it springs out, doesn't it? There we go. There's our binding. You can see that binding. Show you on this one up here. Okay. So there's, it's quite prominent. It needs to be shaved down. But we're almost there. Look, we're almost around the corner. You can see the corner right there. Let me hold that in the dark. There. There's just a really sharp bend now, just on that side. And then that side's nearly done. Okay, I'm going to do the same with the other side later on. I'll do that off show, off camera. I've got it run. That's it for today, ladies and gents. Thanks for being here. Thank you for all your support. Good to see a few of you here. Gopher was in the house, and Terry and Tom and Gatto, where are you up to? I have not found a lot of rushing in guitar making or maintenance. No, absolutely not. Jigs. Absolutely. Jigs are important. It does look delicate. It's very time consuming for two reasons, Gatto. One is you can break the piece. Two, you can burn the crap out of your hands. So you've got to be really slow and careful. Anyway, let's see who's on. Come on, machine. Karen Day's on. We're going to go to Karen Day. That's what we're doing. Because she's awesome and she's raising funds. And I donated this weekend and I'm very happy with what I donated. Let's go to Karen. Did that work? It did work. All right, guys and girls, I'll be back on Friday, my time. So look out for me. Until then, be good. Take care.